The Walt Disney Company would very much like for you to come to their theme parks, and also Donald Trump is president. That puts them in a very precarious position with one attraction in particular, the classic Hall of Presidents attraction over there in the Liberty Square area of Magic Kingdom Park. Maybe going away, but before that, Hall of Presidents itself deserves an update. In fact, it's closed for an update, but the signage is very different than it used to be. Let's talk about whether or not Donald Trump is actually going to be returning to his place of prominence at the Magic Kingdom here on That Park Place.
So it was quite the day yesterday with a lot of pomp and circumstance over there in Washington, D.C. And as the country prepared for the incoming administration, well, so did Disney, but not in the way that everybody believed that they would. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. Here from That Park Place. Trump Hall of Presidents return in question as Disney makes suspicious signage change. That's interesting. By Marvin Montanaro this January 20, 2025. Disney's Hall of Presidents at Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World is no stranger to political controversy, but a subtle change in signage has sparked significant speculation. A recent change in signage has Disney fans wondering if Donald Trump will be featured when the Hall of Presidents reopens. Typically, when the attraction goes down for a lengthy refurbishment, upon the swearing in of the new president, Disney puts out a sign saying that the attraction is closed as the House of Mouse prepares to, quote, welcome our new president. However, Blog Mickey first reported that the attraction sign as of January 20th, Donald Trump's inauguration day, simply reads closed for refurbishment. So what are we talking about, guys? Well, we're talking about this right here. So this is from Blog Mickey, the article covering this. You can see, it's a little bit hard to see, but you can see right here, Hall of Presidents currently being prepared to welcome the new president. This is the 2021 signage, and even going back to 2017, I should say. You had the same signage present, although on a different board, it looks like. But this time around, they just put out closed for refurbishment. Now, I don't know. I mean, I guess technically Trump is a new president. One could argue maybe he's not. Maybe he's just a returning president. But culture, this has a lot of people concerned. Will Trump be featured in a manner befitting of a president in this specific attraction going back, I'd say 20 years or so, where the sitting president actually gets a speaking role in the show? Culture, your thoughts?
I think that they better do it. Otherwise, it really does open Disney up to more, politically biased everything. This is one of the ways they can turn back the image that they've set in motion. Something that Pro talked about very, very clearly in his video this morning. I will say that, Hollywood does not only have the appearance of bias, it's actually admitted. So Disney really does want to step away from the idea that they're politically, driven. And the only way to do that is to restore this attraction to its greatness. There's Pro himself, as a matter of fact, which again, great video, Pro. Thank you for that. But, and it was from the Times, the Los Angeles Times, where he pulled his source material. So that was well done. But regardless, this Hall of Presidents, I think they're going to have a hard time refurbishing this with President Biden without reminding everybody just how much of a puppet he was. I mean, they're going to have to hide him in the back. They might want to work a little bit on the features for Trump so that it looks less like Hillary Clinton, because I think that's not what Trump looks like on the left. So at all. In fact, that's repurposed Hillary. And again, this makes this look, especially with the turkey neck there. But this makes this look very politically biased. And I'm going to tell you right now, this particular figurine is less interested in representing. Yeah, look at that. That's definitely Hillary Clinton. Anyway, this just seems like they just have to do a better job. They need to, recast the face of Trump, or at least, get a better digital representation of his face so that we're not looking at Hillary for another 4 years in this attraction.
I would agree. Now, they did change out the Trump figure when he was removed from his speaking role when he was president, and then transferred to the back there while Joe Biden was president. And this figure is was the current one all the way up until.
It it looks a little bit better, to be sure.
Yeah.
But it still looks wrong because he doesn't have all this facial stuff that they have there. And, I'm going to tell you right now, Hillary Clinton's turkey neck is very distinguished and well represented. Um, you know, um, and again, I mean, it's gotten worse. So if they if they want to update this to clear Hillary again, they're going to have to work more on the turkey neck some more. But anyway, I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. But,
no, you're fine. You're fine. I suppose I should have gone over this, by the way. If people are not familiar with this show, usually you have in this presentation of this Disney attraction, you have it's a show theater attraction. So you sit down, watch a screen there, and usually it's a montage of presidents of yore and how distinguished the honor of being the president actually is. And then you have, I think it's a combination of, I think George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, they give speeches, or a couple of presidents do, and then you have a speech from the sitting president. And for up until January 20th of this year, that was Joe Biden in that speaking role, and then before that it was obviously Trump, and that's where we get this just questionable audio animatronic that if you don't know the history of this, it is. I mean, it is still technically rumor and speculation, but I mean, almost 99% certainty that it actually did happen, which was Disney was setting up to honor
Hillary,
the first female president in the Hall of Presidents with Hillary Clinton, expecting that outcome. And then when that didn't happen, they quickly had to redo the audio animatronic to better fit the actual president, which was Trump. And if you remember, Culture, that attraction, or that version of the attraction, took a little bit longer to come back from refurbishment, which is why that speculation still exists, all but confirmed. But c'est la vie. So now we have a non-speaking Trump here, and I don't know, I don't believe he has any speaking functions to say. Culture, what about this for a scenario? What if you remove the speaking role from the sitting president going forward? That way, at least in Disney's mind, it settles the political fervor surrounding this specific attraction. And it goes back to, as Joshua Harris puts it, a pre-1993 Hall of Presidents where the sitting president actually didn't speak at all. And then you don't have to change out this audio animatronic that can't speak. You can just kind of leave the show as it is.
No.
Put Joe Biden in the back, and now we have a couple of presidents from history.
It doesn't settle it at all. In fact, if anything, it's going to create more controversy if they do not give him a speaking role. They have treated President Trump now in his first term, very, very poorly. In fact, almost like egregiously bad. No, I will say egregiously bad, not almost. And I think going forward, they're going to have to figure out how to, fix that. The only way to fix that is to do what they do, put this man up front, and then return back to the format where I believe Lincoln gave the speech way back when, if I remember correctly, the speaking part, echoing what they do at Disneyland with Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, kind of echoing that. I think that's just better. And then it gives way to what's great about that particular theater. There are active curtains and lighting and incredible emotionally driven music and the whole nine yards. You can return to that format and then put all future presidents, behind them. Right. But if you're going to have a sitting president, they have to be near the front. And the fact that they waste the time in manufacturing these animatronics, which are already time consuming, expensive, et cetera, to develop in the first place, but they waste the time in not giving all of them the ability to do things, speak, sit, stand, move their arms, I give them all the degrees of freedom that they should have. That could be debated. I think that every single one of these should be able to be articulated for changes in the show. And I think that sometimes this gets stagnant. It's not like reprogramming these is very difficult. And you really could make the show much more dynamic than it is now. But regardless, I think that it would be foolhardy if they did not have Trump speak finally, in maybe even in his own speech, very, very, very positively about the unification of the United States, because I think that that's an argument or a statement that I think we could all agree on. It would be really nice if we were more unified again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would absolutely agree, and I do think that this administration is, I think they're committed to unifying to some degree, agreeing on issues that we agree on, and so forth. This is very interesting. So Marvin here alludes to it, but the running opponent of Trump during this last election was Kamala Harris. As we know, she has connections to Dana Walden, who is, currently, I think, is the front runner. If you were to have betting odds, I think she would be the front runner for the next CEO of the Walt Disney Company. Obviously, that changed post-election right there, especially, and this happened a little bit before the election, when Disney expanded out their search to include more time, obviously suggesting that outside candidates would be favored. Anyway, it doesn't much matter. The reason I bring all this up is if Kamala Harris did win the election, I don't think there would be any doubt that Disney would be chomping at the bit to put the first female president in this attraction with a speaking role.
I tell you what, we're going to know soon enough, because Donald Trump's going to look awfully like Kamala in the next iteration.
Yes, exactly.
He's not going to be orange anymore. He's going to have a different kind of tan.
He's going to have a different type of tan. That's going to be harder to do there, but maybe you can slim him down just a little bit in some ways. I can't believe
how many feminized features that image on the left actually has. So anybody who wants to doubt that's, especially with the eye bags, those are perfect for Hillary. Turkey neck, eye bags, feminine features, ridiculously goofy ears and everything else. And look, there's even that really lovely pink tinge to the lips that are all downturned, very unlike Trump's. Like I said, Disney got caught here. I didn't want to see this ever again.
I don't want to see it ever again either. Maybe Disney doesn't want to see it either, which is why they're not quick to put this specific audio animatronic back. We're going to have to see what they actually end up doing. I'm glad that they are keeping the show, because there was some speculation out there for a little while that, now with Trump being elected, that maybe Disney just gets rid of the show entirely, especially when right next door you're going to get rid of the Visit America and then reframe this whole section to cars and so forth. So doesn't necessarily fit to have Liberty Square with its adjoining attraction being Hall of Presidents part of the Magic Kingdom experience. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see what they end up doing with this show. Very, very interesting.
I think they're going to need oil derricks for Cars Land if they decide to put that in there. The Cars attraction. You got to get some oil derricks there, because it's going to be drill, baby, drill. Anyway.
That's a good point. That's a good point. We're going to have to update. There was a lot of executive orders signed yesterday, Culture. We're going to have to update Walt Disney World to reflect that.
That's right.
I think.
It's none of this electric car bologna sausage. We're going to get back to burning some fuel.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.